Probably could be wrong.
I kind of said, you guys really struggled.
Yeah, they need a professional system. They don't just need it now. They need to spend $10,000 to get a real system.
They can do, they
No.
would be even put on suspension for.
Okay, it's 11 o'clock. We'll get started with our regular public meeting, November 18th. First on the agenda is public comment. I know the library has some information on public comment, so what do y'all have for?
We're gonna talk to him after we have this meeting.
You're up.
And take time to drop
Oh,
off.
you opened it, sorry.
I did. Here. I opened it and thanks for public comment.
You know Jan, of course, and I'm
No,
Peter
just
Dillon.
give it to
I'm
Jason.
one of the board members.
I'll lose it, trust
And the
me.
board members
Have a good
have
day.
been very interested in the problems that came up over at the library, and we really want to have you address again the need for a human resources person in the county that can monitor and help our managers deal with problems that come up.
Okay,
Any comment about?
we have NACO has our human resources people right now that we use and that helped you through this process.
Okay, are you satisfied with that? Was that accessible enough?
Between-
Hi, oh, good.
Between
Here's
HR,
another-
between MACO HR and our lawyer is the ones that we deal with for our.
Okay. And our other board member is here too.
It's a constant issue. I mean, if we could,
Yes,
one time we even talked about maybe getting an HR person on contract,
yeah,
but
I know it's an ongoing problem because 20 years ago, I did one of the reviews of the county in your tenure your review that you do of everybody's jobs, and that came up then too. That it was something that
Yes, you
we
gotta
felt
get it.
was needed.
it's just tough to find a qualified person that would actually assist. An HR person that's
Yeah.
qualified.
This
They're few and far between.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But it's something we want to continue work on for sure.
And we had one other issue. The Friends of the library made a purchase that was not approved by the board. And that ended up being charged to the library's budget. And it wasn't approved. And did you bring that up at all?
No, well, I came and looked into it. Gordon approved the expenses. It was for the tree.
Removal, right.
I mean, you guys approved it as the board, the county commissioner.
A couple
board,
years
but-
ago, we approved it.
No, it's just this
Was it?
this
Yeah,
year.
it's just been an
It's been the
uneven
last
thing.
couple of months.
It's ruining the sidewalk, so.
Yeah, no,
just need to get rid of it.
That
That was
was
something that I would think that our board as the library board should have approved too. And it didn't go through us. It just went through you guys. And I don't think that was appropriate.
Well, and that. Did you bring it over, Janet?
No, it was just a surprise when she saw it on her.
I don't know if it was Laura
Okay, it must have been,
or that guy who did it.
It was Laura.
Gordon and I went over and walked with somebody.
Yeah, I thought the friends of the family and the board are all tied together.
no.
They're two separate entities.
I wasn't aware of that.
Oh, well,
That's why we're here.
And I don't know, did that tree removal come out of county building or did it come out of the library budget?
my budget, I think.
Yeah, it's on the library.
They had the budget for it.
So I guess there needs to be to me, there needs to be a distinction between who the friends of the library are and who's the library board.
If the friends of the library aren't the library board, the friends of the library don't have any purpose coming and talking to us.
Exactly.
Hey, I didn't know there was a difference.
Yes.
This is
Which was
all
the point
new
we were
information.
making.
Okay, I guess I can provide you with a list of the board members and a list of the Friends of the Library, so you know the distinction.
Yeah.
Okay,
So to me, the friends of the library need to deal directly with the library board.
Yeah.
And you. And then from the library board, and Janet brings that
Yeah,
to
the
us.
friends of the library shouldn't have any authority on anything.
So-
Well, yeah. They bypassed
I
me
really
about.
thought they were both same.
Mm-mm.
So this is all good information. No, So who can get us who everybody is and who, make sure the Friends of the Library know that they go to the board and the board comes to us.
Okay, yeah, they don't have very many meetings, but hopefully at the next meeting, they won't have it when I'm out of town or I'll just have one of my girls sit in on the meeting and tell them, you know.
Those trees needed to come down anyways.
They did.
They did.
Yeah, and that last guy that did it, he did a good job of cleaning up the sawdust and everything, and he cleaned up sawdust mess from the previous tree that was still,
That's good information.
yeah, okay, yeah, I'll get to that list.
And we just need to make sure that process, Friends of the Library goes to the library board and then the library board comes to us. So if we can streamline that process, to make sure that it goes that way. I don't know what Friends of the Library does for sure, but
Well, basically, they're supposed to do fundraising. And they help with the summer reading program, they help with programs like if we need cookies and coffee or they may help, they help bring in the Shakespeare in the Parks, things like that. So or they can bring suggestions to the board even too. So
Do they have their own budget?
they don't really have a budget. They
Russ?
do have, yeah, I think that they have a checking account in their deal. And so
That
they,
would be through us.
Right.
No county aid can have a
Right.
bank account.
right.
That's fair.
Yeah, so anyway, like if we order some reading program supplies, one of us is usually the ones who do it because we don't necessarily have an account with these companies like
Yeah.
Oriental Express, their personal things. So we'll purchase them and then we personally have to turn in the bills to them to get reimbursed.
Okay,
That's not a county thing. That's
No.
totally your.
Yeah.
okay.
We don't have any. It's if the friends of the family, if friends of library, if they have an account and stuff, that's strictly theirs, not nothing to
Right.
the county, not county authorized. Okay, well, that's good information to know.
Okay, I'll get to
Anything
that
else from
list.
library? Okay. Any other public comment?
Did you, oh yeah, you did sign. And I saw them,
Yeah,
and I'll sign.
There's a few people.
Any comment online? Seeing none, we'll move on to commissioners update. Robert, do you have any updates? What you?
yeah, I did attend a Brownsfield meeting at Great Northern Development. Pretty informational on how Brownsfield is used and trying to help remove some property blight in the community. That's kind of an ongoing thing. Work in the process. I did visit with the Fort Peck Tribe also has those same facilities that they can do on private property. So that was a pretty good meeting to sit in on. Then I went to Big Sky Passenger Rail last, can't remember what day it was last week, I guess. That was an information gathering. It was a contract company that came in. They were just gathering information on the Empire Builder, the use, how many people use it, what do we feel about it. Then they're going to put all that document together. Then they're going to send that back off to Amtrak or the Empire Builder. So it was a good meeting to sit in. There was only, gosh, I think 6 people there was all, but there was some community involvement on that. All saying great things. They want to keep Big Sky, and that's the ultimate concern. If they start the bottom, I don't remember what that rail line is.
Hiawatha?
The Hiawatha, the fear is that we'll lose funding up here and we won't keep Amtrak. So we did discuss some security things with that. So I was down at Fort Peck Tribes with some personal business. I did meet with the chairman. I had the opportunity to meet the new tribal executive board. We visited a little bit about the Brockton water process that's going up the dig and things of that. And they invited us down to their meetings as well. So that was a great thing. I extended the invite for them to come to ours. Last night's city council meeting, and this is kind of an ongoing deal. We've been talking about the mosquito district and the MOU with the city and the county. So I visited with the mayor a little bit on that this morning, and that's just kind of an ongoing process between the city and county to see if we can get all the I's dotted and T's crossed. So that's kind of my week, last couple of weeks, I guess.
Okay. I guess mine is, I guess the Brockton Water, we tried shutting off last Tuesday, we put up posters and everything for that. And it didn't really have to be shut off for too long because they found other issues and they had to order parts. And so they're putting in parts today. We'll talk about that more on administrative issues. I took some classes with the Safety Fest online, and taking those classes helps our Montana State Fund workers' comp. Our mod factor is coming down. We just got a check for $36,000 to get our mod factors down. That was a rebate from state fund. And taking them classes helps all that, plus everything else we've been doing. And there's a combination of 100 factors there. And then last week we had our audit for the county. Overall, the audit was very good. They were very happy with the way Tracy and our elected officials are working. There was just some issues on following up on some invoices and Stone Garden Fund, and there's just a few different various issues that always come up that we have to address and improve. But overall, it was a very good audit. Any questions or comments on the reports? Seeing none, motion to accept the minutes from the regular public meeting October 28th.
Make motion.
I'll second it. Comments or discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Motion to accept the gravel bid openings October 28th.
Make motion.
I'll second it. This was gravel openings for North Brockton, 13,500 tons. Prince got the bid at $8.10 a ton, 3/4 minus, 109,350. Questions or comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Motion to accept the minutes from the month of October 2025.
Make motion.
I'll second it. Questions or comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Motion to accept the minutes from the special public meeting November 10th.
Make motion.
Second it, this November 10th was meeting for election canvassing. The only election that was held in the county was the city of Freud with 4 candidates. We reviewed the tallies and made a motion to accept them. Questions or comments? All in favor, say aye, or all in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Administrative issues. Motion to accept the resignation of Sheriff's Officer Deputy Jared Schmidt.
Make motion.
I'll second it. Questions, comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion to accept spending money on a 6-inch gate valve for $5,000 for the city of Brockton.
Make motion.
I'll second it. We had a motion on the table already, or motion and passed for a $6,000 investigation. Part of that investigating, we found some pipes. John's team found some pipes that were kind of messed up. But to make it easier for now and future, to put this valve in before these pipes so we can bypass them to fix them is gonna make things go much smoother. And so we did that. They're working on that this morning. John, you want to give us an update?
Yeah, so. Excuse me, so the purpose of putting that valve in is so we could shut off everything above it, including the tank, the fire hydrant, and these series of bends and reducers and whatnot. And we could still serve the town of Brockton with water directly from Dry Prairie, but it did take their tank offline. As the system will continue to operate, it's somewhat of a redundant valve, but it basically let us shut the water off for about 45 minutes this morning, and put that valve in and then get water back on so they weren't out for an extended time.
Has that happened or?
Yes, so the valve is in, they're back in water. They went around and let air out of all the hydrants in town and everything to make sure everyone had water back. They were in the process of taking out the mess, I'm gonna call it. The sheet I gave you guys, it kind of shows the way it was before, and then the second page is what we put in. What we did is we took out the 8x6 reducer and a 6-inch T. We found out were 45-degree bends, not 90-degree bends, and then some old AC and cast iron pipe and kind of a conglomeration of everything. We replaced that with a 90-degree bend, just 190-degree bend, angled it down at a lower angle to try to catch the old pipe. And then we pulled out about 30 feet of that conglomeration of other pipe and tied it in directly to the valve right at the tie-in point for Dry Prairie. So, I'm sorry, for Assiniboine. So, that's the good part, is it made everything a lot simpler and a lot cleaner. The downfall is, and I wasn't convinced we were gonna find a restriction, and we didn't find a restriction in there, so it doesn't solve the pressure issues, but it does, like I said, it makes it, it was a place to start, and the logical place to start. So, the next step, I guess, we'll kind of have to, reevaluate, and now that we have that set up and we can feed the town directly from Assiniboine Sioux there, we will move into town and see if we can identify any other areas that may be causing the low pressure issue.
How's the volume and pressure just on a Sioux Assiniboine Iwasa line?
So the pressure and flow should be the same as it is out of the tank.
Right?
Yep, because it's a 6-inch line that feeds from Assiniboine Sioux, and it's a 6-inch line that feeds up,
Yeah.
basically from the fire hydrant down.
So we just need that 100,000 gallons for fire suppression.
Yes, yep, correct. They, like I say, they prefer not to permanently run off of Assiniboine Sioux, because I believe the way that their system is set up, and I don't know the ins and outs of it, but quite often they'll set these systems up for a town connection, so they're have a higher flow rate for a shorter amount of time, so then they can use that tank as a buffer. Yes, correct. So,
Well, I guess we'll see how this goes from here.
so like I say, it is a much cleaner setup. We are taking survey shots of it and as
We
building
know
it,
where it's at.
noting everything. Yep. So everything is noted the way it's in there now. So
Yeah.
I think it was a result of the old existing tank and the tying in the new tank in the 90s, and the Assiniboine Sioux tie-in in the 2014-15 time, and a conglomeration of about 4 different projects that have all went on. And so,
Nobody talked to each other.
right.
Well, it seems like it was a good project to do. Unfortunately, I was hoping to find some restriction in there.
You never know, it might help the volume anyway.
Yeah, and you have less fittings and whatnot. So I mean, it will improve the hydraulics of the system.
Right.
Whether it's enough, I shouldn't say whether. It's not going to be enough to solve the pressure issues in town. And I guess we're calling it pressure issues. What it is, it's a flow issue, not a pressure issue. Because and we've heard this, Robert messaged me this weekend, and I've heard it from other people. In low use times, there's plenty of pressure in town. So there's something restricting the flow during high use in the
There's a
system.
valve closed somewhere or partially closed.
And there is one, basically on the upper end of the system. Would be right by Sam's, the operator's residence there, that is inoperable. Sam believes it's stuck in the open position, but
it might be helpful.
but when you can't operate it, you don't know.
I mean, we do have a project you guys dealt with for replacing some hydrants and valves. Is that still, should we get back into that?
It's ready to go out to bid if you guys want.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think that's something we're gonna have to do.
And I think that would probably be one of the first valves we would look at.
Trouble, we spend money there, we're gonna struggle to spend money on the $1.7 million sewer project.
Right,
But I think we can come up with other funds for that.
right. And we are looking at funding alternatives for a PER, or not funding alternatives, funding sources, I should say, for a PER for the water system for the entire community of Brockton, which will address pressure issues, flow issues. Ages
We
of
know
the
that by
pipes.
spring when should be doing this.
So the way the funding cycles work, we haven't applied for grants yet because the cycles aren't open. So I believe those cycles. I believe the cycles open in the spring, so it'd be a prepared in 26.
So we're kind of getting the initial talk started to get this turned over to the tribes.
Right.
Will these programs be able to be continued if the tribes take it over?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep, so they are.
Because Ryan from Interstate is one of their main engineers in,
Yep.
right? So he's well aware of all these
Yep.
issues.
Yep, and we talked this morning on it, so we
Yeah,
can
so it's something we can roll through. If they take it over,
Yes,
it can be progressed from there,
yep, they're eligible for the funding programs as well.
which is good. So that's a good thing that we can promote. You know, if you take this over now, we still got these issues, but we got some
Correct.
solutions coming in the horizon.
Correct, yep.
Well, and we do have 2 pumps sitting here, that Doug had ordered for
I think one of those is Melbourne's house.
residents, and I
Way up
don't,
top there.
I don't know
First
whose houses do you recommend going ahead and, with this being done, proceeding with putting these in, see if that helps with the pressure on those residents, you think?
Yeah, I would, I would obviously go to the ones on the upper end, which would be, I don't know whose residence or whose.
The first one's Melbourne.
Basically the northeast corner up there.
But that's something the tribes are they're tribal houses, so we're gonna have to say, here you go,
Right.
try these.
Right, yeah. So one issue with that is, so DEQ, and obviously since it's on the reservation, it doesn't fall under DEQ guidelines, it falls under EPA guidelines. But DEQ will not let you design a system or to include pressure boosting
Well, you
pumps.
shouldn't.
They can't say you can't have them. They just say that you have to have the dynamic pressure without a pressure pump.
And I think that's how this system is set up. It's just
Right, and-
something valve is closed, something is still restricting it.
Correct. Yeah, and the system is designed correctly.
Yeah,
It's
it's not
just
designed to have these in.
there's a restriction somewhere.
But even if you find the restriction, everything gets fixed a year from now or 2 years from now. If these pumps won't matter, well, I mean, in these homes, you won't have to turn them off. You can just still use them.
Oh, yeah, you can
I
still,
mean, it's just,
it won't be an issue.
Yeah.
Yep.
so it might be a good.
But hopefully they're not needed, but.
Well, that's what I was hoping with this, wishful thinking, I guess.
So it
but-
still might be a couple of years down the
Yeah.
road.
Right.
But anyway. Anything else on that, John?
Nope.
Make it so we're going in the right direction, I think. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Okay, motion on, cybersecurity policy.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second it. This is cybersecurity policy that, our IT Jenna kind of came up with. There's been some issues with maybe some people coming in with their own, readers and taking some information they probably shouldn't. And when you do that, you kind of compromise the whole system. We're not accusing anybody yet. We're just making sure that people know they can't do that. And the IT department will verify the compliance of this policy through different methods. It's just to keep, our data secure that we have for the county.
This is based on an external drive coming in, getting plugged into our computers, and you get into the main deal. And if there's a virus on there, it's gonna corrupt our whole system. And we're gonna lose it. So no, Jenna's gonna take care of it, but from what I understood, no external devices being plugged into county computers, just for security purposes. And that's, I know through Mako, that's a big thing, the cybersecurity. They're really warning us, county commissioners and people to be diligent on that. So it's kind of part of it keeping us up to date.
Any questions or comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Motion to accept the claims for amount of $250,323.66.
So make the motion.
Second it. Question or comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Annual pay raises for, Chelsea Lindsay from the Sheriff's Department.
Make the motion.
I'll second it. Question, comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Pay raise for, Rita Smoker,
Make the motion.
the Sheriff's Department. I'll second it. Question or comments? All in favor, say aye.
Okay.
Our motion passes. Annual pay raise for maintenance department, Cam Bershey.
Make motion.
I'll second it. Question, comments? On favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Motion to hire Jerry Chook
Make,
from the Justice Clerk in Covert.
make motion.
I'll second it. Wow. She's, yeah, quit there, so she's taking over. Questions or comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. And that's it. Motion closed.
Make motion.
Or opposed.
Did you hear about the new scam they got on Great Falls?